I had the pleasure of having Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar on my podcast a few years ago. Now, at the time, he was a professor at Harvard University teaching happiness, and it was the largest class in the university, right? And he said this, Tal said this, if you're happy 24/7, you're either dead or you're a psychopath. We weren't meant to go in one way 24/7, right? And with that said, here we go, the antidote to toxic positivity. And if you're excited about this, I want you to like this video and let's dive in. Welcome to the Antidote to Toxic Positivity, a mini course for those tired of hearing pithy, sugary platitudes and are ready to live the full life. It's tiny little class number 5, the final class, the antidote. Quote, I'm going on an adventure, unquote. Bilbo Baggins. I wanted something sweet to drink to complement my salty, vinegary Filipino dinner. Thirsty for a soda, I wiped the grease from my lips and popped on over to the fridge. Dr. Pepper. Not my favorite. An ice-cold Coke. I turned to Mom emotionally and physically exhausted from the last week of cleaning and purging or whatever it is that we were doing and asked if this was the last Coke. She said yes. I took the Coke out of the fridge as tears welled up and put blue tape over the tab to ensure it would never be opened. And on that blue tape, I wrote with the Sharpie, Dad's last Coke. Man, that guy was fueled by this high fructose shit. And I remember him saying to the doctor, you can take any part of my diet away, but I'm going to die happy with my Coca-Cola. It'd been 2 months since my dad's passing, and Mom and I spent a week sorting Dad's stuff, going through each piece condo style, and reliving the memories attributed to each item, and not wanting to cut away any of those memories. We ate our humble dinner filled with Dad's favorite greasy Filipino foods, which were dropped off by our relatives. And we ate right out of those aluminum containers that always seemed like they were gonna spill over its contents, but never actually did. Every few minutes, an electronic beep interrupted our indigenous home. I got up to look at the phone. It was Keith telling me to get up and keep moving. It was Allison, a life coach of all people, telling me to just think of all the good times. It was my high school friend texting me to stay positive. It was Kayla saying, you know he's in a better place, right? It was Jared saying, you know, you should talk to me. I threw down my plastic spoon and knife and gave them all a nice shut the fuck up with a greasy swipe of my finger to turn off the phone. After dinner, I went for a walk before the sun would set. And at the foot of the door, a small book looked up at me like a puppy wanting to take it home from the shelter. It was the book that she used to grieve her dad's passing, which was only 1 month before my dad's transition. I rolled my eyes as I turned to the title page and found that Tina had left me a handwritten note. Mark, I lost my dad too, but I still can't imagine what you're going through. Just know I love you, and I'm here for you if you need anything. Love, Tina. That's when I learned the antidote to toxic positivity, and with it, a cacophony of cicadas crescendoed and enveloped me with unconditional love. Toxic positivity is insincere. Tina's note was radically kind. Toxic positivity is insensitive. Tina's note was empathetic. Toxic positivity makes you feel less than. Tina's note was understanding. Toxic positivity is counterproductive. Tina's note gave me room to grieve and heal. Toxic positivity leads to unhappiness. Tina's note was filled with validation and hope that allowed me to open my guest room to all comers with open arms. That allowed me to remove my emotional barricades. With that said, Whitney Hawkins has clearly drawn a distinction that can help us see the difference between toxic positivity and wholesome positivity. Where toxic positivity says, you'll get over it, wholesome positivity says, yeah, this is hard. You've done hard things before, and I believe in you. Where toxic positivity says, just be positive, wholesome positivity says, I know there's a lot that could go wrong. What could go right? Where toxic positivity says, good vibes only, wholesome positivity says, all vibes are welcome here. Where toxic positivity says, stop being so negative, wholesome positivity says, it's pretty normal to have some negativity given this situation. Where toxic positivity says, think happy thoughts, wholesome positivity says, it's probably pretty hard to be positive right now. I'm putting out good energy into the world for you. Where toxic positivity says, never give up, wholesome positivity says, sometimes giving up is okay. What is your ideal outcome? Where toxic positivity says, just be happy, wholesome positivity says, it's never fun to feel that. Is there something we can do today that you'd enjoy? Finally, where toxic positivity says, see the good in everything, wholesome positivity says, it's probably hard to see any good in this situation. We'll make sense of this later. Do you see the distinction between the validation, the hopefulness, the giving of space, the radical kindness, the understanding? Whether it's someone saying it to you, or you saying it to someone else, or you even talking to yourself. Wholesome positivity allows you to just be without the pithy, ultra-sweet, unhelpful lines that pressure us to feel a certain way or to force someone to think happy thoughts during inappropriate times. Hey, Mark here. If you enjoyed the Antidote to Toxic Positivity, the mini course, I ask you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm going to be posting more content just like this one every single week so you can lead an even more fulfilling life and pursue that joy revolution. And if you're ready to go even deeper, I invite you to come to the Underground. Now, the Underground is my community space where creatives and change makers and entrepreneurs just like you get to talk about joy, creativity, and societal change. You'll have access to exclusive resources, a dynamic community, and transformative courses that will take you from theory to action. It's called Praxis. And much of these things can only be found in the Underground. There's a link to learn more in the description. I'll see you there. And also, don't forget, always do good, feel good, dig deep, and I'll see you in the Underground.